Today we're going to take a look at some polls. These are all going to be from Emerson, and they're from 5 of the key battleground states. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to a coin flip battle this week, so hopefully next week. But for this, we're going to try to breeze through it. And maybe you don't care about Emerson polling, but it's the same pollster, it's the key states. Let's at least see what they say. And first, we're going to start here in the keystone state of Pennsylvania. And in the head-to-head matchup, Trump is leading by 2, 45 to 43, 12% undecided. We can see the previous months. The race has narrowed up a little bit. Trump's support has come down a couple, Biden's has gone up a couple. And the sample size in this poll was 1,000 registered voters with a margin of error of plus or minus 3 points. Independent voters, they are breaking for Biden by 6 points, 41 to 35. There's the usual gender divides where Biden is ahead with women, Trump is ahead with men. Feel free to look more at that if you'd like. When they throw in independent candidates, then Trump's lead increases to 5 points, 42 to 37. 8 go for Kennedy, 2 for West, 1 for Stein, and still 12% undecided. So Trump not really getting that close to 50% in this latest poll in PA. Independent voters also say they are more concerned about Trump's indictments than Biden's age, 61 to 53. 49% also think the state is on the wrong track. The economy is the top issue for 40% of voters, followed by healthcare and immigration at 11. How about the U.S. Senate election there? Bob Casey leads comfortably, 10 points, 49 to 39 over potential Republican David McCormick. Independents there break hard for Casey, 48 to 37. Governor Josh Shapiro has a 59% favorability rating, and I can't go over all the data, but it's all here if you want to take a look at it. As far as that Senate election goes, I think that is going to be a very uphill climb for the Republicans. Things could always change, but I would be stunned if Casey ended up losing. And as far as Biden versus Trump, out of all the swing states, it looks like this might be the one where it's going back and forth the most. So who knows which way it's going to land, but right now in this poll, Trump maintains a small advantage. Let's move on to the next state. For that, we're going to go into the Sun Belt and take a look at Georgia. There, Trump has a little bit more of a substantial lead. He's up by 6, 48 to 42. And if we look at the previous polls, they're pretty much holding steady. Trump in the high 40s, Biden in the low 40s. A 6-point advantage is definitely better than 2. But given that it's February, you got to take these polls with a little bit of a grain of salt. They also polled Trump against Harris and Newsom. I'm going to skip over that, but Trump is ahead by a much wider margin there. It looks like with black voters, Trump is getting 20% to Biden's 65. Independent voters here are also breaking for Biden by a 5-point margin, 44 to 39, 18% undecided. If you break it down by age, voters under 30 are pretty much even, going 42 for Trump, 41 for Biden. Once you go above 30, then it looks like Trump has more of a consistent lead. He's even doing his best with 40 to 49-year-olds leading by 13, 52 to 39. They also compare Biden's age to Trump's indictments. With those specific issues, 60% of voters have doubts about Biden, while 54 have doubts about Trump. Here again, the economy is the top issue at 32%, followed by healthcare and crime at 13. 40% of voters think Georgia is headed in the right direction, while 35 say it's on the wrong track. Biden's approval is at 39, while Governor Brian Kemp is at 52. So Kemp is actually maintaining his popularity here. That could lead to him running for the U.S. Senate in another 2 years. So that's Georgia. Most of the polling has shown Trump with a lead. There's a ton of time left where Biden can absolutely come back. But at this point in time, it looks like the state is leaning toward Trump. Let's go to the next state. That's North Carolina. Here again, Trump has a small lead of 3%, 47 to 44. This is a state that I think most people expect to go to Trump, but here he only has a 3-point lead. We've seen other polling with a wider lead for Trump, but who knows which poll is going to be more accurate this time. When they throw in third-party candidates, then Trump's lead expands. He's up 46 to 37. Voters under 30 go for Biden, 53 to 35. Here you have to go a little bit older to age 50 and up. Then Trump opens up a clear lead. In Georgia, concerns about Biden's age are at 58%, while Trump's indictments are at 52. The economy is the top issue at 36%, then healthcare at 14. 47% say North Carolina is on the wrong track. Biden's approval is at 38. Governor Roy Cooper's approval is at 44 positive, 37 negative. So that's the Tar Heel state. It's interesting that Trump has a bigger lead in Georgia, a state that he lost in 2020. But again, you never know what's going to happen in each election. Let's head over to the Southwest and take a look at Arizona. Here, Biden versus Trump shows a 3-point lead for Trump, 46 to 43. It's another narrow advantage for Trump that could be indicative of soft support for Biden, where in the end, on election day, those voters come home and they put Biden over the top. Or it could mean that things are different now than they were 4 years ago, and Biden is in power, and voters are not really enthusiastic about the way things are going, so a certain percent of them are going to come over to Trump this time. It's all a possibility, but if you look at the past polls, not a lot has changed. Trump has led in every one of these, as narrow as 2 and as many as 4. This one is right in the middle at 3%. With third-party candidates, then Trump leads 43 to 37. Now, independent voters go for Biden again, 40 to 38. That seems to be consistent with most of the other states, except I forgot to mention in North Carolina, they did break for Trump 43 to 40. Here, Biden's age is a concern for 59% of voters, while Trump's indictments are a concern for 55. The most important issue in this state, it's not the economy, it's immigration, 31%. The economy is in second at 20, and that's an issue that does tend to favor Trump and the Republicans. So one would think, given the narrow margin in 2020, this is a state that Trump could reasonably put into his column this time. But you never know, maybe the trends in Maricopa County are just too far to the left, and voters don't want to deal with Trump's brand anymore. As I keep saying, it's all tough to say. Now, there is a key U.S. Senate election in Arizona. This one, Ruben Gallego, the Democrat, he's leading Carrie Lake in a head-to-head matchup by 7, 46 to 39, 15% undecided. We don't know for sure if the incumbent Sinema is going to run again, but if you throw her into the mix, then Gallego is at 36, Lake is at 30, and Sinema pulls in 21. So either way, the state looks like it's leaning red on a presidential level, but leaning blue for the U.S. Senate. There's a lot to watch. There's still primaries, but right now it looks like Lake is not that strong in Arizona. But of course, again, things could change. The last state is going to be Nevada. Here again, like with all the other states, Trump has an advantage. This time it's 6 points, 46 to 40. If you throw in the third-party candidates, then Trump is up by 10, 44 to 34. Kennedy gets 6. Stein and West get 1, 13% undecided. The last poll actually showed a 2-point race for Trump, but Biden hasn't led in any of these 3 polls. Hispanic voters are split, 44 for Trump, 41 for Biden. White voters go to Trump, 51 to 39. Women are split, 43 for Biden, 42 for Trump. Men go to Trump, 51 to 37. 35% say Nevada is headed in the right direction. 38 say it's on the wrong track. Biden's approval is at 34 here. And Governor Lombardo is at a 42% approval, 29 disapprove. And this is another state that's a battleground in the U.S. Senate. Republicans have to get through a primary to take on incumbent Jackie Rosen. But if it's against Sam Brown, that is the narrowest margin. Rosen is up by 2, 40 to 38. And the other matchups, Rosen's lead increases. The economy is the top issue here with 26. Immigration is second, tied with education at 14. So that's kind of where things are at in 5 of the 7 key states. We're missing Wisconsin and Michigan. That might come out tomorrow, but I would not expect it to be too different than these results. The theme is Trump seems to maintain his lead. Voters do have a lot of concerns about Biden's age. There's also mostly a comparable concern about Trump's indictments. But what I always say is that it's not really election season yet. We got to get into the summer and see what happens with the economy. We do want to see what happens with anything related to Trump's trials or Biden's mental acuity. Plus, something brand new could easily come up and enter the conversation. A lot of voters aren't really going to start paying attention until the last month or two. But there's also the chance that maybe the polling does not actually change significantly over the next 8 months. If it doesn't, it looks like things are favoring Trump, but it's hard to really bet on it at this point. Again, Biden could have soft support, and we've seen special elections where Democrats have overperformed. So you can draw your own conclusions, but I'm going to leave it there for now. So let me know in the comments. What do you think about these 5 Emerson polls? Do you buy them? Do you not buy them? Which state do you think is going to be the most accurate? How do you think things are going to change over time? And also, what about some of these Senate elections? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.